Warning, this podcast contains spoilers and lots of feelings.
I don't know, I didn't have very many feelings this episode.
Not even tears of joy.
Maybe a little bit of those.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the E19 podcast for the originals, Season 3, Episode 19, No More Heartbreaks. I'm your host, Mike. It is just a gigantic basket of lies. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is...
It is the biggest cake I've ever seen.
I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is Nikki.
Hi.
And Dom.
What is going on?
I don't know, I was expecting you to interrupt me too. And Kim.
Hi.
Hi. So at least we got that out of the way. The episode's title is A Gigantic Basket of Lies.
Was it?
I cried.
Did you really?
No.
Okay.
Close. Thought about it. I actually was really sad for Klaus and I was sad for Klaus.
Just Klaus?
I liked the Klaus and Cammy.
I did too.
I just liked Cammy.
You know what? I started to like Cammy. I remember how like I know we called her horrible names before, and that she was such a useless character a few times, but as she went on and she changed, became a vampire and stuff, and she became more and changed more and more and more. Like the last few episodes, I kind of liked her. I was sad to see her, desecrate.
Yeah. I mean, Klaus put it in I think was it Klaus? I don't know. Maybe it was even Cammy. She said, no, it was Haley. It was Haley who said it. That Cammy did a lot for Klaus. She humanized him, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And allowed him to feel and, not be so paranoid and make some rational choices, even though most of them were still irrational and reckless. But it changed him enough that it made his character different.
Mm-hmm.
And, we went back, going back, we all, said, oh, Cammy's useless. Or at least
We all did?
Me and Kim did, at least.
Yeah.
That we said that, she was a useless character, she was this word, she was that word, and we didn't like her. But, truth is, I still don't like her. But
Wow.
Haley was right. She did change Klaus for the better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I liked her so much.
Probably. I mean, for the,
She humanized Klaus, and it's kind of, in a weird way, it's what Elena did for Damon.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But,
Except Klaus doesn't end up whiny. He's still paranoid and anxious all the
Damon
time.
whiny?
I did.
Damon is whiny.
Damon is very
He's
whiny.
totally whiny right now. And as soon as he started dating Elena, he went complete whine fest.
Huh.
But Klaus, he's still paranoid, he's still anxious, but he's not whiny. He's more emotional.
Oh, he is going to be a huge bundle of feelings now.
He is, but
Just give him a hug.
Cammy told him, don't go crazy.
And he's
think about what you're going to do.
And he's the type of guy who to respect her dying wishes and not go crazy.
He's still gonna go after Lucian, but he's gonna step back and think about it instead of just going head on and being pissed about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like my most favorite scenes in the whole episode was, their whole little, he was trying to taking her own little world, kind of thing. The whole, then the conversation where she was his light. She called herself his light, and that now that was what she was so afraid of, was that he no longer was going to have a light.
It had such a Kingdom Hearts feel to it, because Kingdom Hearts talks about the light in the darkness and through the deepest darkest you'll find a light, and it's the light that will never go out. And it's like, Cammy, did you just read the Kingdom Hearts script?
Sure, that's exactly what you did.
Well, it's the concept of having someone change you, and that's what Cammy was for Klaus.
Yes, and it lit a light in him, and she's like, I don't want it to go away. You have hope, and by that, it's a double meaning.
Yeah, you have hope, hope and
your daughter. So, she's like, focus on that now that I'm gone, because she's everything right now. So
Mm-hmm.
She was not very helpful this episode.
they
Well,
thought about
Tried.
using her, they
They tried
tried.
using her.
They tried. to use
tried.
her.
Didn't work.
mean, if any other situation, I'm pretty sure it would have worked. But because Lucian is Lucian and not even his own blood is the cure for his bite,
That's... Hey, like he said, he doesn't like loopholes. You people and all your loopholes. Doesn't like them. So,
No.
airtight. You get bit
I'm
by me,
really
you
hoping
die.
that Lucian and Amara just bite each other.
Amara.
she never took the plunge. She never died to complete the transition. She's in a coma right now.
Yeah, she's still alive.
She drank it, but she's still alive. She never died again.
Right.
Basically.
Gotcha.
It's totally what Amara is going to do.
You call her Mara.
I will call her Amara forever.
He did, and I'm just
Welcome to
continuing with it. Welcome to
Nah,
Supernatural.
I called her Amara last week. I called her Amara the week before. It's not gonna stop now.
It's Aurora.
And you know what? I knew exactly who he was talking about, so it doesn't
So
fucking
did
matter.
I.
Yeah.
I never
mean,
know the
we'll
fuck
never
with
see
him.
For
Amara.
viewers' sake, he's talking about Aurora.
Right.
Redheaded bitch.
Oh, I thought I
but-
was talking about the anchor.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think
I was going to see something
this
really
whole
horrible.
season I've been like, I've been kind of like harping and being like, hope is useful, ingrain her into the story more. She's more than just the child, a child. She's a witch, vampire, werewolf hybrid.
Yeah. I don't know.
She-
This whole season of the originals, I did not care for. The back half of the season, I'm really enjoying, but the first half really dragged for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, the first half it seemed unsure of what it wanted to do with, like, are, these first sires of the originals, like, are they villains? Are they good guys? What the hell is going on here? Is there an actual war brewing? I don't know. It didn't seem clear for a while. Now, I agree with Dom. I'm enjoying the second half of the season a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
But,
And Lucian just came out of left field. I mean, he came in, we
I'm
were like,
enjoying
oh, he's shifty, we don't like him. Yes, they were all shifty, whatever. But he came in, he was like, well, I'm here to protect you, I'm going to do whatever it takes. And then even after Klaus's sire bond was broken, he was still being an upstanding guy, in a sense. Even Freya was kind of falling for him, in the slightest sense. And then all of a sudden, it's like he had this planned all along.
yeah.
Best villain ever. Thought he
Mhm.
was a good guy. Whole damn
The
season.
long con. That's what he was in for.
He waited 1,000. He waited 1,000 years. Why not another few months?
Hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much the most logical way of looking at it. But
But he got really shitty when Aurora was like, oh, no, I don't really like him. I'm just using him.
well, yeah.
He seems to be taking it well.
Drinking and fighting, taking people away from Klaus. Yeah.
Yeah, drinking a whole bar,
Yeah.
both
What?
of liquor and people.
Till Davina put a stop to that.
Yeah, she made them all go sleeps.
It's like, wow,
Nighty-night.
mass sleep spell. I love it.
Nap time.
Nap time,
That only
except
moment
so-
shows how powerful she really is.
Even without the ancestors, she's still super powerful. And, like, she underestimates herself. And I think that was one of her biggest character flaws.
Mm-hmm. And that's been from
You
day
notice
one with her.
you notice the usage of was that I did? Yeah.
We're gonna get to that. So the ancestors really have it out for her. And they really, really love Lucian at this point because he just walks right out of the barrier like, was that supposed to hold me?
Well, he just took that step, and the ancestors were there for him. He didn't know, he
Mhm.
knew, but he didn't at the same time.
They're there for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole reason she was there was to get answers because she knows they did something to Cole, and she wants the truth out of him, which he gives her.
She also wanted the cure for Cammy.
Mhm.
Well, we find out Cole actually knew this the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what was going on the whole time. He's been keeping it from her.
It's like it was a dark spell to begin with, love. Like, well, thanks for spilling the beans, you know. Oh my god, I love you, Davina. It's so nice to be back. You know, let, the fresh, lovey feelings subside a little bit, and maybe an hour later be like, by the way,
She could have prepared herself, maybe thought something up to help, like, not stop it, but slow
slow it
it.
down. Like, by the way, the ancestors fucked with your spell. I'm cursed. I'm gonna go into a murderous rampage and kill you at some point in the near future.
And it's just her, right?
It seems like it was just her.
Yeah,
Like,
that was the main focus.
the ancestors want her gone. And, I mean, he had a pretty novel solution. He pulls out a dagger in the white oak ash, which, first thing I did,
Shoulda worked.
track this down so Nick couldn't, use it on me when I pissed him off.
Well, it did work.
It did work.
Until the ancestors took it out.
I can't wait for these ancestors to get their asses
Now,
kicked.
here's my question. That whole crazy power unleashing earthquake and everything, did that do anything else, or was that just to remove the dagger?
We honestly don't know. Maybe it did do more. Maybe Aurora woke up from her little cat nap, and they were just too focused on Cammy to check.
I think it was just a culmination of everything that was going on, and the ancestors just being like, "Here's who's boss."
Dagger removed, Cole in murderous rage, and now Davina. We have lost half of our main female cast in one episode.
Yeah, that's true.
There are 4 main female characters that I can think of: Haley, Freya, Cammy, and Davina.
Rebecca.
Well, Rebecca has been out of the... she's a main character, but right now she's been out of the picture for a while.
They're probably going to bring her back now.
Yes, they are, probably. But, 4 main female characters active. 2 down.
But for how long?
That's a good question.
I don't think Davina's done.
No, I don't think she's
I don't
done
think Davina's done either. Cammy's
Cammy,
gone.
she's gone. I mean, she's desiccated. She's gone. Like, she said her goodbyes. Klaus said her goodbyes. Everybody else
Davina
is
didn't get
safe.
to say her byes.
No, exactly.
I
That's
don't
why
think
I don't.
Davina's gone. Yeah.
That's why
So-
she's not done.
Davina's gonna come up with a time travel spell and bring Cammy back.
Davina's dead. She can't.
I think Davina's gonna go into like the spirit world or whatever and start doing some shit from the other side.
The ancestors are. Yeah, because she.
And...
I guess it's the best way to, pull one in, like, start pulling some strings from the inside, kind of being sneaky about it, weaken the ancestors.
If you think that Davina's the only one that's going to be able to bring Cole back, if you don't think that Cole is going to be able to bring Davina back, you're out of your fucking minds.
He's going to have to use Freya and Vincent because Cole can't practice magic.
Well, obviously.
Well, and can you imagine, like, they didn't show Marcel because, the very last second was Davina dying, so Marcel's going to be on top of this, too.
They all are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Klaus really gives a shit.
We'll see.
I mean, she's useful for him because she's kind of on their side, but she's a powerful witch. I guess that would probably be the only thing Klaus would care about, is that she's useful for him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm waiting for them to turn their attention to. I mean, I know the Lucian is the problem, but I honestly, it's the freaking ancestors are also a big stupid problem. I'm waiting for them to turn their attention to them, because until they're gone, I don't think Lucian's gonna go.
I mean, okay, they have the new region, right? He's just a kid. He's not doing all this stuff. They are reaching through the veil and they're doing this stuff. Could you imagine? I mean, they started with Vincent, yes, a little bit, but now they're full force. They're actually pulling daggers out of people's chests, causing massive earthquakes. They had Davina as the regent. She's powerful on her own.
Right, and so is Vincent.
They could have done this, last season. The reason before.
They're using this kid is this kid's a witch. Vincent is, from what we understand, a ridiculously talented witch.
I understand.
Davina's powerful. They're just using him as, I guess you could say, a conduit.
He's a tool.
That's all he is.
I know that.
Probably because, they could have exerted their will over Davina or Vincent at any time. It's just, they could have also resisted. This kid probably has no power to, not as much power to resist them. So perfect target. Like, yeah, we're just gonna use this kid. You know, pull daggers out over there, fuck this up over there.
I don't even think they need a regent.
I
No,
don't
they
think they
really.
do either.
They don't. They don't need a regent. The regent is just there for like
It's a figurehead.
They've mentioned.
exactly.
They mentioned a couple episodes ago that they do need one. Otherwise, just to like act as like a beacon of their power or whatever.
It's like more like a middleman
Yeah, a
to pass
middleman
on
for their power.
to pass on like messages and stuff and keep control among the witches in the quarter.
It's like the president of the United States.
Yeah, he's. I mean, that's. I mean, a really dumbed down version, but pretty much just there to call, like, to pass the shots on through a higher power, from a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, they could have been reaching out way before Davina, way before all them other regions and stuff. Like, I mean, they wanted the Michaelsons gone so bad. Why now?
Because I don't know.
I can understand Davina. She fucked them over. But, and she's been meddling in their shit for a while. Since the harvest. That was season 1.
I think it has to do with hope.
Probably, because
They created I'm saying, as in the whole family, but they created and harbored this abomination to the witch heritage.
and if we
This is
remember way back in season 1, one of those witches gave some wickedly crazy prophecy about Hope being pretty much the destroyer of worlds.
Well, I mean, they kind of explained that when they brought Freya in. Being the first of a generation of witches makes her unbelievably powerful, but I mean, Hope even more so because she's a tri-hybrid. Or whatever.
And
A tribrid.
Yeah.
A tribrid.
If they throw in some ability for her to siphon off her own supernatural power, like the heretics did in Vampire Diaries, she pretty much is the destroyer of worlds. In this universe or whatever.
Hope
I
is
mean-
going to be the key to everything.
She is.
Eventually.
This season.
I can't wait until
Eventually.
something happens and they accelerate her growth. And she becomes a teenager. And that's. And,
Well,
Carlos
see,
has
if
to deal with that and the whole transition of her gaining her powers.
if the Vampire Diaries does in fact end next season, Originals kind of has the free reign to time jump wherever the fuck they want and not have to worry about that. They could be like, oh, the next season is 6 years later. Then they don't have to worry about crossovers and ruining plot devices and all that, So they kind of have free reign to go wherever they want after that.
And I think they're going to do some kind of time jump or something like that, because
They have to.
when we had the little crossover episode, a few episodes back, and Caroline came to New Orleans looking for Klaus, it's like, oh, I'm looking for Klaus? It's like, no one's seen him in 3 years.
Yeah.
So something happens at the end of this season.
We are going to catch up, yeah.
Yeah, where Klaus disappears. Be it he's in hiding, he's daggered, he's at the bottom of the ocean, he's dead. Who knows?
He's mortal.
I doubt dead is going to be the one.
I really
doubt mortal.
No, I know. But I mean,
He's on the moon.
he's obviously.
He would just endlessly desiccate over and over and over again. He'd keep dying and coming back to life and dying and coming back to life and dying and coming back to
It's
life.
kind of like when they put Stefan in under the waterfall in that crate.
Right.
He just drowned and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
He didn't die.
I wonder what a vacuum would do to an infinitely desiccating vampire.
Same thing-
Writers get on that shit.
The same thing that drowning
Too much.
would do.
That's way too much science for a show like this.
I know.
A vacuum is exactly the same thing as drowning.
I mean, not really.
You're not able to take oxygen into your lungs. It's the same concept.
There's no oxygen at all.
Exactly.
Crushing weight of water versus the absence of all pressure.
Well, it depends on how deep you're going in the water. I mean, the pressure.
I'm not talking about the pressure. I'm talking about the act of taking
Yes, you're probably going to die, from the same thing that you would die from drowning. Lack of oxygen.
asphyxiation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good question though. We're freaking in the big crate in the middle of the ocean. I can't think of his name right now.
What I want to know is, if a vampire loses a tooth, does it grow back? Do they have vampire dentists?
How does that
Why?
work?
What I just thought of is, like, if you were to submerge a vampire in a submarine and then rapidly surface them and, expose them to explosive decompression, would they turn into a pile of, like, a gigantic bag of meat?
Is that relevant to
No,
this
I just random
episode?
shit I'm thinking about. What is relevant to
We're
this
just being
episode?
scientific now.
What is
I want
relevant to this episode is
a
that,
vampire with a cavity.
sure, we'll go with that, a vampire with a cavity. What is relevant to this episode is Freya and Vincent now
As he takes a
have
sugary drink.
a sample of Lucian's blood. And as Freya puts it, now
gonna
we can
undo
work
this.
on, we made him. Now we figure out a way to unmake him.
Hmm. And I think Freya's gonna do it.
And you know how we've been talking
Because-
about, they can't focus on Lucian because the ancestors? They're really the same problem right now.
No, they're not.
If it wasn't for the ancestors, Lucian would not be as...
They're gonna need to get
Dangerous.
Tristan
Exactly.
back.
Okay, now, the ancestors are the big bad, so we're gonna see Freya unmake Lucian really quick, and they're gonna get rid of him. He's gonna be done, and then the big bad will be the very last 10 minutes of the end, the season finale. The ancestors just blowing shit up.
Boom.
Boom.
meteors.
Maybe they just
The equivalent.
blow up the quarter where the Mikealson house is. They just kind of implode. Magic.
Just suck it into the ground.
Suck it into another dimension. That's why no one saw Klaus in 3 years, because he's somewhere else.
Maybe. I mean, anything's possible at this point because we have all that crap happening in the Vampire Diaries. We've had the prison worlds. We've had all this stuff happen in this universe in the last 2 years. They've just opened up so many doors. They could go so many ways with both of these shows.
Perfect place for Klaus to hide, the International Space Station. Compel all of everybody at NASA to send him up there.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
his enemy's going to have a really hard time reaching him.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else about this episode other than it sucks 2 characters are dead?
I don't think Davina's dead.
And I agree with you, but that's based only because I saw next week's promo.
Right.
Okay. So, promo and next week's synopsis then?
Right. And
Enlighten us.
I don't know if she's... I'm with Dom, and I don't think she's going to stay dead. I don't really know. So anyway, next week's episode is called Where Nothing Stays Buried.
Okay.
Ha 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 ha.
In the wake of a ruthless plan that has left their family shattered, Klaus, Elijah, and Freya desperately search for a way to take down Lucian once and for all. However, their efforts are put on hold following an urgent plea for help from Cole and Marcel. At Klaus's insistence, Freya and Elijah reluctantly stay behind to offer their help, while Klaus and Haley head to the bayou after uncovering Lucian's latest plan. Once there, an unexpected showdown between Klaus and Lucian forces Freya to take matters into her own hands, setting off a chain of events that will change all of their lives. Forever. Gee, it's not like I've read that line in synopses 100 times. But in next week's promo, Marcel carries Davina's body into the playground, into the compound. Where the hell is my mind right now? Carries her in and is just
Suffocation.
lays her down on a table. Is like, we're bringing her back. Just screams that. And nobody objects.
No, they need her.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's probably gonna go the same way as Cole. She's gonna come back, and there's gonna be something wrong with her.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that's what's gonna take setting off a chain of events that'll change their lives forever. I kind of want to see Freya lose control of her power because she's been using a lot of it lately, and the whole point of her, gaining her control in the first place was because she was using her magic gingerly, meaning she wasn't going balls to the wall using it all the time. She's doing a lot of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think she's going to go cuckoo and
Eat some Cocoa Puffs.
She's firing little laser pointers when she can actually fire the Death Star laser out of her fingertips. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see something like that. That would be interesting.
I mean, that's a story that they kind of left on the back burner. I mean, Freya is really powerful, and she could take out all of New Orleans if she wanted to.
Probably. Anything else for this episode?
B, what are you giggling at?
She's hiding Elijah from Draven because Draven's getting hard on, I think.
No, it was Asher. Hey,
Oh,
B, there's
Asher.
a half-naked guy behind you.
There is? Oh,
Oh.
there he is.
Damn it, I don't have it set up.
Oh, you're gonna get the other one in there.
I don't have my angry face behind you.
Oh.
That's terrible.
I thought you were gonna put the other sexy one.
No, I just put the old sexy's there. There's no new sexy. I'm sorry. Is there anything
So, Cole,
else
it
for
was-
this episode?
Did Mike just admit that he thinks that Elijah is sexy?
He's done that multiple times in the past.
Where the fuck have you been when we've been doing this podcast?
Elijah is his man crush.
I've been
Oh.
admitting this live for weeks, months, possibly even
Daniel
last
Gillies.
season.
Send him a wanky face emoji on Twitter.
Even
Wait, I want
better,
one too.
even better, go on Instagram, take a picture of yourself giving him a winky face and tag him in it.
Yeah, do that. I don't know. I think we're gonna see Tristan before the season's out. They're gonna have to go to him for help.
He's in a.
I know where he is.
I know where he is too. That's gonna be with the power of the ancestors. Lucian's like, loves, do me a favor, raise him from the bottom of the ocean.
No, the other way around.
Oh,
The Mikealsons are gonna have to get him.
oh.
Because we know Tristan and Lucian don't get along, and Tristan's gonna want to save his sister from this.
What I think is gonna happen is, since Amara is not gonna die and become whatever, they're gonna have to recreate the spell and give it to Tristan and have Tristan take down Lucian, and the two of them are gonna end up biting each other and killing each other.
I figure that, their bites would be fatal to each other. We figured this a couple episodes ago, and
Yeah.
there's been no confirmation, but probable.
Eh.
I don't know.
Such a witchy business, and that's all I really care about right now.
I just remember watching this episode. It's like, okay, Cammy just died and it went to a commercial. I'm going to watch the rest in a minute. And then Nikki goes, the last 30 seconds are going to have you flipping shit. And I'm like, all right then. I sat down, the last 30 seconds play. I shut everything off. I get up, I go sit down on the couch. I look at her and I go, I don't want to talk about it at all. And I just started playing Final Fantasy.
And I didn't care because I was being creative and doing things on my computer. So I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fine. So, did we miss anything? I don't think we missed anything.
I mean, a lot happened, but not a lot happened.
A lot happened, but not a lot happened, yeah.
I just love
That's the best way to
that.
explain it.
I just love that they pulled the white oak ash out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cole just
Oh, I
like...
know.
Cole happened to have some on hand.
First thing I did was track this down, so, Nick couldn't stab me with them. Like, just a vial of white oak ash that you found where exactly?
Because every other time that we've seen the dagger in use, others than like season 2, maybe even a little into season 3 of the Vampire Diaries, they've never covered the daggers in white oak again. They've just used the daggers straight up. So
Yeah.
for them to bust out the white oak ash again for this was actually really interesting.
And yeah, leads to the question, where the fuck did you find it?
I think Klaus had it somewhere, because Klaus is the one that's been daggering them the whole time. So chances are Klaus has his stash.
I mean, and Cole has, we all know about Cole making the dark objects. I'm pretty sure he had his own stash somewhere too. That he
Probable.
just had locked away.
The daggers, yes, but the white oak ash, I doubt it.
We don't know.
I
He didn't
I
say
think
where he
Klaus
got
had
it.
all of it.
That's
I
what
seem
we
to-
are made to assume.
I seem to recall that from when the tree burnt. When they set the tree up, I seem to recall them collecting just enough ash left to fill up a jar, and that was the end of it.
don't know. But, so yeah. Cammy's dead. Davina's dead. One of them's probably not going to stay that way.
No.
But that's our show. Nikki, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
How about you, Dom?
You can find me at do
Phenomenon.
do.
Phenomenon. And Kim, where can we find you?
Find me also on the Twitters at HuffPuffy, HUFFITY, where apparently I retweet everything. Everyone's tweeting me now.
She does retweet
true.
everything. Tweet her. She will
Retweets
retweet you. I guarantee
Yep.
it.
If you tweet her, she will retweet you within 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't matter what time, day, or night.
It's not true.
Try multiple times at 4 a.m. You can find me on Twitter at Philodrin, right here. You can find all of us on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and YouTube at ASOTV Podcast. You can follow us there for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So do werewolves have dentists?
Well, yeah. I mean, werewolves do have human side, which are mortal, which, are probably prone to getting cavities because they probably don't have great eating habits.
Huh.
The more you know.
I'm just guessing. It's not like I know that.